Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Jay. I wanted to do my review on SummerSlam 2001 and SummerSlam, excuse me, 2021. Sorry, and what I thought of it and kind of the big surprises that happened. First of all, I'm not going to do a match by match rundown. Just a couple of big highlights that I thought I should mention. Two big returns last night. Last night was Becky Lynch, the man Becky Lynch, the former um, WWE Raw Women's Champion, returned and within a matter of minutes defeated Bianca Belair. So basically, Bianca Belair was Kofi Kingston. Just like when Brock Lesnar returned to beat Kofi Kingston and made history as the first undisputed Black WWE champion, and it was taken away at the first SmackDown Live within a matter of mere minutes. The same thing here. They announced that Sasha Banks would not be competing, and then Carmella came out, and then Carmella and Bianca just kind of stared at each other, looking stupid, not knowing what to do or say. And then Becky Lynch music hit, and Becky Lynch came out, said to the referee, "It's time for the man," and the EST of the WWE to get it on. She clotheslined her, and then she pinned her, and it was over just like that. um, yeah. So the man Becky Lynch, after having her baby, is now back in the WWE, and she is the Raw Women's Champion. The SmackDown Women's Champion. For the Raw Women's Championship, Charlotte won, so it's once again back in the possession of two out of four of the four horsewomen. Uh, it is what it is. I was rooting for Nikki Ash, but that didn't happen, so Charlotte won. The match was a throwaway. As far as the best match on the show, the best show was undoubtedly Edge versus Seth Rollins. Edge came out to his old Brood music. I was in the bathroom. I had taken a bathroom break in between, and all of a sudden I heard the Brood music, and I'm like, "What the hell is Gangrel in the building or something?" No, it wasn't Gangrel. It was Edge coming out to his old Brood music, and he won. So congratulations to Edge on his victory last night. It's been an amazing comeback for him, and that was that. As far as the WWE Championship match, Goldberg versus Bobby Lashley retained. So the almighty Bobby Lashley is still your WWE champion. And I was so happy for that because I love seeing the belt around Bobby's waist. So congratulations to Bobby. Goldberg looked just terrible. Like, I never want to see Goldberg on my screen wrestling ever again. But the biggest news of the evening, what people are really, really talking about, how the WWE tried to top what AEW did the night before. AEW, as we talked about in this channel, AEW Rampage had the return of CM Punk to a wrestling arena after 7 years of being gone. So, of course, Vince McMahon sees this and thinks to himself, well, what do I got to do to top what TK had done? He brings out the guy who I said was the second up or the first up, the guy that was 1A for the rest of the decade in the 2010s. So what does Vince McMahon feel like he has to do? Vince McMahon pulls out not one but two returns. And the second return besides Becky Lynch was Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, the beast, Brock Lesnar, the man behind the one in 21 and one former UFC champion, multiple-time WWE champion, multiple-time Universal champion, Brock Lesnar, with a bun in his hair and a beard, looking hella Viking-like, looking like a true Viking, looking like Eric the Red or Thor Ragnarok in this bitch. You know what I mean? I mean, like a true Viking. Viking hair, Viking beard, just destroying shit, ready to suplex city motherfuckers. But he didn't do that. Roman Reigns just destroys John Cena. It gave you vibes of SummerSlam 2014. And Michael Cole even said, and this should have gave me a clue while I was watching it, Michael Cole even said, he said there was only one man in history who ever manhandled John Cena like that. And the guy who he's talking about, of course, he's referencing is Brock Lesnar. And then Roman Reigns is holding the title up like this. And then Brock's music hits. And the place just loses it. Like I said, Lesnar coming out like a Viking. Like Eric the Red, Viking. Ready to destroy shit. Man, I'm happy to see Brock Lesnar back in the business. Of course, there's a video on my channel speculating on whether he would show up at the UFC or he would show up at AEW or he would show up in the WWE when he left a couple months ago. But obviously, he chose to go back to the WWE, and it will be up to him and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 38 at AT&T Stadium, and that should be tremendous. But Paul Heyman now is up for competition, man. Brock Lesnar, when I saw him, I was like, no, it can't be. And I was just shocked. And I'm like, you know what, Vince? Good form, Vince. Good form. You know what I mean? You top Tony Khan. He has CM Punk. You have Brock Lesnar. You have Brock Lesnar. Yeah, that was great, man. What a time to be a professional wrestling fan in both companies, man. The two companies are going at each other tooth and nail. Tremendous competition. A couple of other highlights from the show. We saw Tamira Mensah-Stock, the Olympic gold medalist for freestyle wrestling, who I have a video on in my archives. She showed up, and the other gentleman who was an Olympic gold medalist from Tokyo also showed up. So it was good to see them. Tamira Mensah-Stock looked like she was beaming. She was really happy to be there. She loves the WWE. She's a huge WWE fan, so I'm glad she got to go there. Tiffany Haddish of Girls Trip fame, the comedian, did an interview with Damian Priest after he won the U.S. Championship from Sheamus. And it sucked. She said that he was the national champion. I mean, have you ever watched the WWE programming? Do you know that it's not the national championship? It's the U.S. championship. She flubbed, but I felt like he kind of made a semi-political statement to Damian Priest, where he was like, everybody complains about the United States, but I'm happy to be an American. I'm happy to be the U.S. champion. I felt like that line was kind of being fed to him, in a sense, because of all this stuff that we're going through in terms of, that we've been going through in terms of political protest in the world. So he kind of had that shit fed to him. I mean, yeah. WWE stars, I guess, are going out of their way to prove how patriotic they are. So, I mean, that was that. And we found out that the WWE will start returning to their crown jewel schedule, and they will start again to do business with MBS, Mohammed bin Salman, in Saudi Arabia. coming up. And we also found out that one of the Money in the Banks will take place at Allegiant Stadium too on July the 4th, 2022. So, but going back to Saudi Arabia, I don't know. Didn't last time they go back, they got caught over there with a plane situation and almost got caught hostage. Vincent Co. are really taking a real big chance going over to Saudi Arabia now with the rise of the Taliban and the region being unpredictable and you know dangerous basically. But I guess the Middle East is always kind of unpredictable and dangerous, and political regimes they're always kind of tenuous, so you can never really trust the Middle East. So if you want to get some of that sweet Saudi money, you got to put all that aside. But what I'm trying to say is, I guess the Saudi Arabian regime is kind of um, on shaky legs because U.S. allied regimes seem to be on shaky legs in that part of the world. I mean, Islamic regimes seem to be on the rise in that part of the world. So Vincent Co. better watch out that they don't get overthrown by some far more extreme, some far some crazier extremists than the extremists that already existed on the side of the United States. I mean, granted, the Wahhabis in Saudi Arabia are on the side of America, so and they're Wahhabis too, like the Taliban. But I'm saying really militant Wahhabis might try to overthrow their asses. And Vince might be there. And what's he gonna do? What's his wrestling? Him and his wrestlers gonna do? They're gonna be fucked. You know what I mean? Hopefully that doesn't happen though. Hopefully they continue to get some of that sweet MBS money. And MBS, who fancies himself a reformer of Islam, continues to be a reformer of Islam, even though, as Winston Churchill once said, to reform Islam would make it no longer Islam. But Vince and them are greedy for money, so they'll put aside morals and completely allied themselves with the Saudi regime because they're not getting the ticket sales and they're not getting the buy rates that they should in the U.S. because of competition from the UFC and from it, and believe it or not, even from AEW. So they'll put aside morals and they'll put aside the danger of their superstars to go over there in Saudi Arabia and compete. But that's a side rant. Other things that happened on that night: Manny Pacquiao lost in a boxing match. Aside from SummerSlam, Manny Pacquiao lost in a boxing match, unanimous decision to the Cuban guy that he was fighting Ugas, and it was a UFC fight night that also ended in a decision for Jared Cannonier. Congratulations to him. I didn't really watch that because I really don't watch the fight nights, but I watched a little bit of it. It was a pretty good fight night. Cannonier kind of reminds me of Israel Adesanya in the way that he fights. So congratulations to him. And overall, SummerSlam was a really good night, and the big takeaway from it in terms of SummerSlam was WWE trying to bring back Brock Lesnar to top what AEW was trying to do. I enjoyed it. I look forward to see what Monday Night Raw is going to bring. And tonight's NXT. It's weird that NXT is on a Sunday and SummerSlam was yesterday. It sort of seems like WWE is trying to put NXT, the independent brand that people were so excited about a couple of years ago, over the main brands of Raw and SmackDown. It's a little kind of weird because I guess they kind of know that AEW kind of has the independent guys, the IWC, on lock, and they need something too for the IWC to compete with.
He slipped. He went to I close my eyes. When I get up from the chair and I open my eyes, he's on my bed. You want the AC back behind him?
Nah. But anyway, guys, that's it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the bell button to see my next videos coming out. Really exciting stuff that we're seeing in the world of professional wrestling last night and the night before. Peace.